on? Hello. Three of these today. We on? Hello. Waiting. Hello. Is there a mute button here? No, there is no mute button. Interesting. Oh, there is a show. Okay. And a preview. No, we don't want that. I can stop and stop. Oh, interesting. Hey, Noah. Hey, Noah, can you mic check, audio check, check? Video check, sound check. How is it? Need a response. We good? Mic check, audio check. Sounds good. Hey, Vex, thanks. Cool. Yeah, hopefully audio will be good from now on, because now I'm actually switching to the actual webcam and not the mic. Yeah, it's loud, so it's good. It's good. Cool. All right, we're going to begin in a minute. Hey, that was good. 15. That's one of my favorite topics. It's actually a pretty involved one, too, because there's so many different pieces. There's so many pieces. While we're here, hold on. You know what? Actually, I'll get to that later. All right. Hey, rich man, poor man, we meet again. All right. Before we begin, if you're at Tufts, just a little let you know that the career fair is tomorrow at Tufts. If anyone actually watching from Grace Hopper, that'll be funny. Grace Hopper right now is in Orlando, and they got their big career fair, like up there, like massive. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome. Another Thursday. Is this the third one? I think this is the third. Yeah, this is the third one we've done so far this semester. This is Introduction to Security, offered at Tufts University. I'm Ming Chow, I'm Associate Teaching Professor. And today is one of my absolute favorite topics, because it is really hands-on, really applicable, and it's just a lot for today. Today we're going to do network reconnaissance. Yeah, everyone, when you talk about cybersecurity, hackers breaking into systems comes to mind immediately. Should we bring, hold on. Should we bring him? Yeah, bring him to the fair. Yeah, bring him to the fair. So everyone always, when you think of cybersecurity, you think of the first thing that you think of is hackers breaking into systems. That comes to mind immediately. And you may be wondering, is there a science to it? And the answer is, well, there's not an exact science, but there is a process that is commonly followed to target systems. And I want to introduce you to something called the cyber kill chain. I'm going to paste this. The cyber kill chain. The cyber kill chain is derived from, not a surprise, is derived from a military term. It's developed by Lockheed Martin. And what it is a process, or formally a framework. It's a model for identification and prevention of cyber intrusion activities. So this model can be used for good and for bad. And it says right here, this model identifies what the adversaries, the attackers, must complete in order to complete their objectives. Okay? And here is the process. There are seven steps in this process. But the most important part of this cyber kill chain is step number 1. And that is what the process of reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is the idea of harvesting email addresses, conference information, system information, any information about a target, anything. So you can use a combination of high-tech techniques, which we're going to talk about today, or you can use low-tech techniques such as like searching through a dumpster, also known as dumpster diving. Step number 2 in the cyber kill chain is weaponization, backdoor. Number 3 is delivery. That is delivering a weaponized bundle to the victim by way of email, web, USB, doesn't matter. 4 is exploitation, is to exploit a vulnerability to execute code on a victim system. Number 5, installation, installing malware on the asset. Number 6 is command and control. The attacker can remotely command, basically taking command of a puppet. Command channel for remote manipulation of the victim. And number 7, actions on objectives. Hands-on keyboard access, intruders. So it's a 7, though it is reconnaissance, weaponized, delivery, exploitation, installation, command and control, actions on objectives. In this course, we will certainly talk a lot about number 1, number 2, and number 3, and number 4. We'll do a lot of number 1. In fact, we're going to do that today. Reconnaissance, network reconnaissance. So I'm going to fire up just a notepad. Well, in this case, Visual Studio Code, but I kind of wanted to actually write down a few things. Now, the worst thing that you can do if you're attacking or building anything is to just go guns a-blazing, gung-ho, start coding, start firing up. Nah, you don't want to do that. You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. And that's what we got to do in order to do a reconnaissance on a system. So I'm going to give you 2 targets. One is a safe target because it's internal to my home network. And target number 2 is, this is actually on the internet at 34.170.239.107. So target number 1, turn about my home, and this one is on the internet. So I got 2 targets here, 2 real targets to deal with. So, okay, if you're going to perform reconnaissance on these targets, which we will do today, what are some things that you want to know? What are some things that you want to know? Go for it. Let me list some things. Tell me some things that you want to know about these targets. List them out. Go for it. Anyone? The stream on? Hello? Okay, hold on. Okay, now we got it. Okay. Questions and information to gather. 1, hold on. Open ports. Thanks, man. Protocols used. Oh yeah. I like this one. Logins, of course. Or are they even on? I like that one. Any firewalls used? Yeah. Ooh, I like this one, Rich Man, Poor Man. I like your one. Run. Operating system. Go for it. Let's say a couple of things. Anyone else want to add something? This is a good list. You can add a little more. How about this one? Software packages that are being run. Okay. Number 9, for reconnaissance, you want to know email addresses and contact information. Okay, and what else? We're gonna do one more. Ooh, I like this. Yeah. Owner, administrators. Yeah. Let's do one more. I'm gonna stop at this one. How about this one? Where the system are located. Geographically. Yeah. Data logs. Data logs, sometimes you can get those, but that gets a little bit deeper. Yeah, data logs are kind of a little bit deeper, but before we actually, data logs are primarily, okay, once you actually get into the system. Sometimes they're exposed, sometimes they are. One thing that we're not going to do, this is kind of what goes without saying, a very, very popular reconnaissance tool that is used for both good and bad is something that we use all the time. You ever heard something called Google? So the search engine. So we're not going to mention that. We're not going to talk about we're not going to talk about using those search engine and reconnaissance. But it is such an important reconnaissance tool to use that I just can't skip. I just can't. I just have to mention that. Okay, so I have 2 targets here. I have 2 targets. The one that is, of course, real interest is the one that is on the internet. The one that is internal to my home is just for practice only of some of the tool before we actually, use go to touch the real deal on the internet. So the reason why I list 2 targets is the target internal to my home at 192.168.1.221 is going to be a practice for, when we actually target the real actual thing that is on the internet at 34.170.239.107. And these are great starting point and information to gather. So let's start off with some of the, with answering these questions. Let's kind of start with number 8, because number 8, email addresses and contact information, owner information, you already did that. Most of you already did that, especially if you did the first lab in this course. If you already did the first lab in this course, where we had to use like Linux commands, a very popular tool to gather information like email addresses and contact information is Whois. So what is Whois? Just a reminder. Whois is an internet domain and network number directory service. Okay. Whois utility looks up records and databases maintained by several network information centers. So the information that you get may not be consistent. It should be consistent, but they may not be exactly identical to each other. And I'm going to actually do a Whois on this IP address, on the one on the internet. If you do a Whois on the 192.168.1.221 address, you're not going to get much. You're not going to get much information because it is a reserved address. It is one of those reserved IP addresses. If you know Whois, and my firewall actually fired up. Allow. Do that again. Yeah, you're not going to get much information because any numbers in the 192.168 space is special, internal to your network only. They're reserved. But what if we did this? What if we did Whois on the target that is on the internet? Ooh, interesting. So here we go. Network range. Looks like this is a Google computer. You have your organization, you have address, you have registration date, you have email addresses. Interesting. Okay, email addresses. Where to file complaints, you got telephone numbers as well to use. Yeah. If you do, for example, Whois on a computer that has like a university IP address, like a Tufts or a Harvard IP address, you'll usually see the data center address, and like real names of administrators. So this one's done. This one is done. We answered number 8. That's fine. So the next information to gather, and we're going to work ourselves up. That is, let's answer this question. The one, Changhot 6 question, which is, are they on? Are they even on? Let's answer this one. So look, if a computer is not available, it's not good. We want to make sure that the computer is up and running. Whether that is on my home network or whether that is on the internet. This one is, we can use a really, really famous and a quintessential tool that is available on all systems. That is available on any system, and that is called ping, P-I-N-G. Ping. What ping does is sends what is called an ICMP echo request packets to network hosts. Okay? And this is the kind of the unfriendly description of what ping is. But what ping is a diagnostic tool. The whole point of ping is to see if a computer is up and running or available. And the whole idea of ping actually derives from, the whole idea of ping is identical to sonars on submarines. Yeah, so the ping, if you, for example, send a sonar ping to a submarine, your hope is that if it hits an object, you receive a pong back. Okay, you receive some sort of a pong. And that's how ping as a protocol works. And here is the details of the what is called Internet Control Message Protocol, ICMP. ICMP is used to diagnose network issues over the internet. Basically is it. ICMP is mainly used to determine whether or not data reached its intended destination in a timely manner. That's it. But that's it. It's only going to show you if there is, if the computer is up or running. ICMP or ping is commonly used on network devices such as routers for testing. But it also can be used for bad as well too, such as distributed denial of service attacks. Okay, so I sent you that. So how ping works. How ping works, okay, so here's the real important fine point about ping. This is extremely important to know about ping, or ICMP. Unlike the Internet Protocol, ICMP is not associated with a transport layer protocol such as TCP or UDP. This makes ICMP a connectionless protocol. One does not need to open a connection, no handshaking, there's no handshaking, no port numbers involved with ICMP or ping. Therefore, you can't use ping to determine if ports are open. Here it is. They said it right here. The ICMP protocol also does not allow for targeting a specific port on a device. So ping doesn't help with questions with identifying open ports and protocols, and hence systems and software that are being run on a system. It does no good. But what ping really does is a nice simple protocol to use to just determine if a system is running or not. So how you run ping is ping followed by your target IP address or domain. Ooh, here we go. We got stuff back. We got a pong back. We got a response back. Okay, looks like those running. 9 packets transmitted, 9 packets received, no packet lost. That's nice. What happened if I use ping on a device that I don't even know on my net, like say, I know this IP is not running, 228. If I ping 192.168.1.228, which is not running on my home network, I know that is a fact, you're going to get this, request timeout. Now this is not going to work. Okay, this doesn't work. So 8 packets, no packets received, 100% data loss. All right. So, what happened now if we try to ping the real deal at 34.170.239.107? Oh, yeah. So that means 34.170.239.107 is up and running. It's alive on the internet. It's up and running. Now, you may be wondering if the computer at 34.170.239.107 is seeing that someone is pinging the system, and the answer is absolutely it is. Absolutely. Absolutely, they can see it. They can actually see the IP address who is pinging that system. In fact, it will be my home IP address. So, to check if a system is up and running, are they even on? We can use ping. However, the problem with ping and the limitation of ping is it doesn't work. Because ping is on layer 3 of the OSI model, it doesn't have any idea about protocols. So that means no port numbers, no protocol, no login, none of that stuff. You can't get that. Ping is only used, to see if a computer is up and running. You can't ping a port. So now, with that said, we can now move on to something a little bit more complicated. How about open ports and protocols? And perhaps even logins. Is it possible to do 1 and 2 together? And the answer is yes. So here is one thing that we can use. One tool that we can use is what is called the Swiss Army knife of the internet, called Netcat. NC. Man, NC. What NC is, what Netcat is, the Netcat utility is a Swiss Army knife of anything involving TCP or UDP. You can open up TCP connection, send UDP packet, listen on arbitrary TCP and UDP port. You can even do what is called port scanning. Aha, that's what we want. And deal with both IPv4 and IPv6. Okay. Now, you can open up connections with anything. You can open up any kind of connection, TCP or UDP connection, with Netcat. And how you actually use Netcat is the following. So you do Netcat 192.168.1.221. So it's Netcat space an IP address followed by a port number of some sort. Give me a port number. Is there a way to ping without the destination knowing that we... Yes, you can, which is going to be a topic of... Okay, so Geo, yes, you can. That will be a topic of next week. That is something you have to do a little more sinister. You have to spoof the source IP address. You have to forge the source IP address. The ping. Yes, you can. Let's say 22. You ready? UDP, okay, so here's what UDP is. TCP requires a handshake. UDP is just throwing packets at UDP. There's a great picture of UDP versus TCP. UDP is really, 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 really fast. UDP primarily used for things like streaming. Here it is. Programming humor. TCP, UDP. If you're familiar with something called streaming video, a lot of streaming video use UDP because it is really lightning fast. No one cares about, even if a drop packet, who cares? If you drop a packet, doesn't matter. If you drop a packet in TCP, it becomes a problem. Here's another one. So therefore TCP is a lot slower. UDP is a lot faster. And we don't care about dropping packets. That's why, if you don't care about dropping packets, that's why the quality is a lot better than probably when you use UDP. Okay? So here, let's go back to the example. Netcat 192.168.1.221, that's our IP address, followed by a port number, 22. Yeah. Yep, provide connectionless, unreliable service. Does not have to have handshaking either. No handshaking. TCP is just throwing stuff at you. But let's go back to this example. Let's go to port 22. So how you use Netcat is Netcat space the IP address space followed by some port number. Ooh, I got something back. You get data back. In this case, look at it. It's an SSH. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Can we actually log in and stuff from here? The answer is yes, but you have to do all kind of weird things and identify invalid identification strings. So there's a bunch of things that you can do. There's a bunch of things that you can do, but now you can see that, ooh, I got an answer back. What if I do netcat 192.168.1.221 and let's say 666. I know this port number is not running on. Nothing. What happened if it is 23? Nothing. What happened if it is, give me a 1, 21? Ooh, we got something back. What happened with 3306, 3306? Nah, nothing. So you can do this for 1,000 times by hand. You can do it for 1,000 times by hand. But I'm going to share with you the Netcat. Hold on, we'll get to 80 in a few minutes. Here is what is called the Netcat cheat sheet by the SANS Institute. Okay? So the fundamental Netcat list is just NC followed by the target IP address followed by a port number. Now, let's actually go. You can even do with Netcat, you can do things file transfer, TCP banner grabbing, backdoor shell, network relays. Aha, TCP port scanner. Let's try this. What this will do, TCP port scanner, attempt to connect to each port in a range from end port to start port on IP address target IP running verbosely, not resolving names, without sending any data, and waiting no more than 1 second for a connection to occur. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's try this. Minus V, minus N, minus Z, minus W1. Let's say 20 to 100. Let's do 20 to 100. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Ooh. 80 is up. There you go. 80 is up. All right, so here we go. So Netcat, actually, this is actually an example of using Netcat as a port scanner. Yeah, so you can use Netcat to open up connections. You can also use Netcat to actually do simple port scanning. The good news is Netcat is, well, you can do port scanning. The bad news with using Netcat as a port scanner is not very, it's very rudimentary. It doesn't give you more complicated information such as like, you know, software version, system information, and there's a lot of connection refuse messages. Okay? It doesn't tell you what, it tells you the TCP service, but it doesn't show you specifically the application protocol. But can we do better? Can we do better than Netcat that gives you back all that information that you want? A little more complicated stuff, such as like the actual service name, software numbers, and the answer is yes. I'm going to actually say, yeah, I'm going to actually put, so Netcat can identify open port, but it doesn't do a great job with protocols. I mean, TCP is nice, but I want to see things like, oh, that port number 21 looks like it's definitely running an FTP server. Port number 22 is using SSH. So I want more than just, oh, if the port is open or not. I mean, it does that. It shows open ports. That's nice. And this is where I'm going to introduce you to a really famous tool in cybersecurity, really famous. It's one of the tools that I install immediately when I install a brand new system of any sort. It's not available by default when you take a computer out of a box. You have to install this on your own. And this tool is called the Network Mapper, or better known as Nmap. Nmap.org. Nmap.org. And it is also my pleasure to also say happy birthday, Nmap. It's your 25th birthday. Yeah. Yeah, it's Nmap's was this year's Nmap's 25th birthday. Isn't it? 25th birthday, yes, September 1. September 1 was the 25th birthday of Nmap. Yep. And so Nmap is free and open source and platform independent. You have to download it on your own. You have to download and install it on your own. But what Nmap is a network mapper. It's written in C, written by Fyodor. I want to give a shout out to my friend Fyodor. Thank you so much for all your contributions over the years. Is anyone a movie buff here? If you're a movie buff, Nmap has been in a number of movies. Nmap has been in a number, but the one of the most famous ones was The Matrix Reloaded. Nmap was in The Matrix Reloaded. There you go. Ocean 8. One of your quintessential, Nmap is one of those quintessential security tool. It's like the quintessential reconnaissance tool. SHODAN, Dread, Asylum, Fantastic Four, Who Am I, Born Ultimatum, Die Hard 4, Go to Dragon Tattoo, G.I. Joe Retaliation. And I also hate to break this to you, but I wouldn't even be surprised, because one of the reasons how, I think it was a week or two ago, the stories of Uber getting attacked. Uber got scanned to the core. Not only did it get hacked to the core, they got scanned to the core. You wouldn't even be surprised that Nmap was used bloody Monday. So many nice movies. Okay, so how Nmap works is the following. So you have to install it on your own. I'm on a Mac, so I install all my software by way of homebrew. So I do brew install. Yeah, it's already run. So I'm using Nmap version 7.9.3. So if I do man Nmap, what I'll see is Nmap was a network exploration tool and security/port scanner. Nmap Network Mapper is an open source tool for network exploration and security auditing. It was designed to rapidly scan. So also this actually makes a big difference, big improvement from Netcat. Scan large networks, although it works fine on any single host. Nmap uses raw IP packets in novel ways to determine what hosts are available on the network, what services, such as application names and version, these hosts are offering, what operating systems and OS they are running, what packet sniffers and firewall. Who actually mentioned it? Was I know someone was mentioning about firewalls. Who mentioned about firewalls? Yeah, it was Amy. There you go. Well, firewalls are what type of packet firewalls are in use, and a dozen other characteristics. It is a long document. So here is an example of an Nmap scan result. Nmap have so many different options, like tons and tons and tons of options. What's also nice about the Nmap man page, it also gives you examples as well too at the bottom. Okay. So how you run Nmap is the following. All you need to do at the most rudimentary level is Nmap and the IP address. I'm going to wait for a bit. bit. Come on. Well, while we're waiting, open another shell. Do Nmap. Do an Nmap on the real system. 34.170.239.17. Still running, what the hell? It can take a bit. Oh, never mind, we got it. Alright. Still running. This one took a minute. 66.34 seconds. Here you go. For 192.168.1.221, it shows the following ports are open. 21, 22, 80, 443. They're all open. And of course a corresponding service. So now you know that which services are open. What can you do? I see that HTTP is open, and I also see HTTPS open for IP address 192.168.1.221. So if that's the case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fire up the web browser. I'm just going to type 192.168.1.221. I should expect to see something, right? They bastard. Doesn't allow us. What? There we go. There's actually a website on that server. Cool. Yep. Yep. There's something at 192.168, both HTTP and HTTPS. Wait, HTTPS is going to say the same thing as well. Same thing. Yeah, it's there. Pretty cool. Got a website up. Likewise, you can also, fire up SSH. You can do SSH. Let's go to root at 192.168.1.221. Root. Oh, I can't get in. Damn. When you see the ports open, it's nice. You actually know what ports are open. You can go and make a connection to it. Yeah. All right. Wait a minute. Is this done for the 34.170.239.107 as well? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Copy that IP. Looks like there's an SSH server, a web server, and I don't know what 3389 is closed. Let's continue. Whee! And that's our website. Yeah. Something there. Wait a minute. Now, let's have a deeper conversation about things like the state. And also, let's have a conversation about how Nmap actually works under the hood. Let's actually have an understanding how Nmap works under the hood. Here it is. Let's start with the states. Okay. Well, Nmap has grown in functionality over the years. It began as, copy this. Send it to everyone. So here is Nmap is more. It divides ports into 6 different states: open, closed, filtered, unfiltered, open filtered, or closed filtered. Here are the 6 states. The most easiest one is open. That's the one you hope to see. An application is actively accepting TCP connection, UDP datagrams, or SCP association on this port. Finding these is often the primary goal of port scanning. Security-minded people naturally know that each port open is an avenue for attack. Attackers and pen testers want to exploit the open port, while administrators want to try to close them or protect them with firewall without thwarting legitimate users. Open ports are also interesting for non-security scans because they show that the service is available for use on the network. Closed means a closed port is accessible. It can receive and respond to a network Nmap probe packet, but there's no application listening to it. Basically, closed is okay, whatever. Filtered. Now this gets interesting. Nmap cannot determine whether a port is open because the packet filtering prevents its probe from reaching the port. The filtering could be a dedicated firewall device, router rules, or host-based software, host-based firewall software. Unfiltered means the port is accessible, but Nmap can't tell if it's open or closed. Open filtered, this is getting real complicated. Places ports in the state when it's unable to determine whether a packet is open or filtered. Closed filtered, okay, whatever. Okay. So these are the definition of the 6 states in Nmap. The real one that you care about is open. Like, do you really care about open, or if the port is open or not? Closed, filtered, whatever. Okay? Now, how does Nmap actually work under the hood? How does Nmap actually work under the hood? The first paragraph is extremely important because you don't want to be a one-trick pony. As a novice performing automotive repair, I struggle for hours trying to fit my rudimentary tools to the task at hand. When I fail miserably at tow my jalopy to a real mechanic, he invariably fishes around in a huge tool chest until pulling out the perfect gizmo, which makes the job seem effortless. The out-of-port scanning is different. Everyone understands the dozens of scan techniques and choose the appropriate one or combination for a given task. Inexperienced users and script kiddies, on the other hand, try to solve every problem with the default sync scan. Aha! Now we know how Nmap actually works. Nmap by default uses a sync scan, SYN. Okay? The TCP SYN scans, this scan, you don't have to no flag necessary, although it is minus little s, capital S. The sync scan is the default and most popular scan option for good reasons. To perform quickly, scan thousands of ports per second on a fast network and not hampered, yada yada yada. It is also relatively unobtrusively stealthy since it never completes the TCP handshake. It never completes TCP connections. The sync scans work against any compliant TCP stack, rather than depending on the idiosyncrasies of FIN, null, and Christmas tree scans, which we'll get to. We'll get to that today. We'll have some time. And that becomes really important for lab number 4 in this class. Okay. Sync scan is also known as half open scan because you don't do a full TCP connection, so you don't do the full sync ACK. Okay. You send a sync packet, and as you are going to open a real connection and then wait for a response. A sync ACK packet indicates that the port is listening, while an RST, reset, means get out of here, indicate non-listening, get out of here. Okay? Now, a sync scan just looks at what it does is by default, Nmap works with a sync scan. If you send a sync packet and there is a response of a sync ACK, okay, you know there's something there. Okay? So I'm going to come back to this for a second. So we got this as marked as, what's that name? Don. So we've actually identified open ports and protocols. This is good. Firewalls, we've actually kind of done this as well too, because, firewalls use Nmap. The states. Now here's the interesting one. How about this one? The system that is being run and the software packages that are being run. Can we answer that with Nmap? And the answer is yes. I'm going to mark these two. Using Nmap, you can actually determine things like the operating system and the specific software packages that are being run. How you do this is the following. I'll go back to my first tab here. Clear, and Nmap again. So, looks like it's a minus A. Aha, here it is. Here. The only argument used in this example is minus capital A to determine operating system detection and version detection and script scanning, and minus T4 for faster execution than the host name. So we want to use minus A to determine both operating system and even software information. Let's take a look at the details. Look at this. Minus P, treat all hosts as online, skip host directory, okay. What's a minus A? Minus capital A. You can just do operating system detection only by minus capital O. Operating system detection is done by way of largely guessing. Firewall evasion, and all that fun stuff. Output, what's minus A? Here it is, minus capital A, operating system version detection, all that. All right. Now I'm going to do Nmap minus capital A minus T4 when I do the 168.1.221. So Nmap minus capital A minus capital T4 192.168.1.221, and this will do an operating system detection on my home target at home. And then here I'll do Nmap minus capital A minus capital T. And I'll do minus P0 in this case. Having fun? Hope we get stuff back. It's gonna take a while. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Mike. Although I think it is a little softer. No, 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 no. This is not good. No, 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 no. This is not good. Something got shot. Something got shot for a second. The built-in one worked. Why did the USB one fail on me? Hello? Can you hear me now? No, I'm doing the built-in one now. Can you hear? Can you hear me now? That is the most screwed up thing, but you can't see me at all. So we got another problem here. Okay, we'll do a FaceTime camera, but we do a little. All right, hello, are we back? Geez, that is the most messed up thing I've ever seen. The audio, yeah, I want to save this. But the audio gave out like that in the middle of a stream? What the hell happened? I didn't even touch anything. So where was I? Which part did you hear? I'm sorry. Can someone actually go back and say, I don't need this anymore. I'm going to hide. Which part did the audio get shot off at? Where did the audio get shot off at? Can someone remind me? Did you hear the part when that showed you the command how to actually get the operating system and system information? The one I said it. I think we're waiting for anybody. But okay, didn't. Okay, so I'm just gonna repeat what I said earlier. Sorry, I don't know what happened. That was the most weirdest thing that never happened. Okay, using minus A. Using minus A. Okay, so you didn't miss much. So Nmap minus capital A is to do operating system detection, script detection, version detection, all that. That's really what all you need to know. And so actually, since while the audio was out, which was kind of a good thing, I guess, in some ways, we have both Nmap scans finished. The one for Nmap minus capital A minus capital T4 for 192.168.1.221, this finished. Oh shit. Port 21, TCP, the server is open, the service is FTP, and the software version being used for the FTP server is VSFTPD 2.0.8 or later. 22 was used as OpenSSH 8.4 on a Raspbian. And you can even see all the keys, headers, HTTP stuff, certificates. Here it is, service info, Linux, CPE, service info. So the operating system looks like it's a Linux system. And that's it. So now we have actually done how you actually determine the operating system and other software stuff. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Russell Butterini, TCS Hector in Tennessee. Yeah. How about the one that is on the 34.170.239.107? There you go. Actually, I'm surprised. It finished in 43 seconds, this one. You can see is FTP, not FTP, port 22, SSH, Open SSH 8.4. The web server that uses Nginx 1.18. Yeah, and the operating system is Linux. Yeah. All right, RZ2750, great question. Can you determine what distro of Linux is running? Yeah, it already did. In this case, you can. Take a guess. If you want to find the actual distro of Linux, you probably can. It's right. Actually, it says it right here, somewhere here. This is why software version is important, because you can pinpoint. Oh, you can see things like Debian. So the answer to RZ2750, the answer is yes, if you actually take a look at the software versions as well. Yeah. So we have done, and we are actually now we have understand Nmap for port scanning, protocol, and identification, software identification, operating system identification. Yeah, we've done these. These are done. All right. Software that's being run. Yeah, I think we're good. What if if HTTP and HTTPS are closed? Doesn't mean that it isn't running. That's correct. S-Ballic, yes, that is absolutely correct. If HTTP and HTTPS are closed, that means it isn't running web server software. And again, you can try it. You can actually try it if you actually just punch in the IP address or the domain that you are doing an Nmap scan for, and you shouldn't get anything back. If HTTP and HTTPS are closed, then they won't get a website. No web server running. They're closed. Alright, so now I want to spend some time to talk about this really interesting scan. A pair of them. Three of my favorites. Because they're really, really idiosyncratic. They're really, really what they call idiosyncrasies. They take advantage of what are called loopholes. They're called the TCP no scan, TCP fin scan, and TCP Christmas tree scans. These three types, now remember how the default sync scan works. The default sync scan works is if it sends a sync packet and you get a sync ACK back, alright, I mean it's open. But if you send a sync packet and then you get out of here, RST, that means there's nothing there. Get out, closed. Now, there's a subtle loophole in the TCP request for comments. The TCP request for comments is a document that is a complete specification of the entire transmission control protocol. This includes like the source port number, destination port number, protocol, TCP flags, all that information, and how it works with IP. Now, on page 65 of the RFC that I just opened up, of RFC 783, it said, if the destination port state is closed, an incoming segment not containing an RST, causes an RST to be sent in response. An incoming segment is, a packet. A packet does not contain an RST, causes an RST to be sent in response. So you don't want to use sync and you don't want to use ACK. The other flags are fin, urge, and no flags. And then of course it said in the next page discusses the packets sent to the open port without the sync RST or ACK bits set, saying you are unlikely to get here, but if you do, drop them and return. So that means if you actually send let's say what's called a no flag. Okay, if you send a packet with no TCP, a TCP packet with no flags, no flag. That means no sync, no ACK, nothing. And it can't have an ACK. You can't have it can't have an RST. So STR is out of the question. And you send that to a destination port, and the port actually says RST. RST gives a return to you from the destination. That means it's closed. But if it doesn't send you an RST, you got something. Okay, so here's how you do a no scan. Now, I don't need this. I'm going to do this with my system that is on my home network. You have to be root for these three scans. Fin, no, and Christmas tree scan, you got to be root. So sudo nmap minus little s, lowercase, uppercase n. So I'm going to let this run. Ooh, here we go. It actually returned just like that. And it shows that port 21, 22, 80, 443 are open or filtered. Interesting. Now, what I want to do is I want to open up a Wireshark. And I want to show you how it looks, how a no scan looks under the hood. A no scan looks under the hood in Wireshark. So you may be wondering again, what's the point of these spin null and Christmas tree scans? They're a little more stealthier, a little bit more stealthier. They're called stealthy scans. There it is. So here we go. One 192.168.1.218 is trying to scan 192.168.1.215. Port 143, and then in return, you're gonna get out of here. RST-ACK. Do this again. 192.168.1.218, scanning 192.168.1.215. Port 993, no, RST gets sent back. Let's open the damn thing up. Here we go. More. But how about this one? This one gets interesting. Wait, I just saw something that was actually pretty good. 192.168.1.218, trying to hit 192.168.215. 21. No, not there. Nothing there. But what gets interesting is, what about 80? Hey, 192.168.1.218 to 192.168.1.215. Port 80, are you open? I'm going to send you no flag. You see none here. You got no response. You get no response back from 192.168.1.215 at port 80. It's good. Oh, how do you get that PCAP out? Yeah. Hold on. I actually have it on the... Hold on. It's actually on lab 4, if I'm not mistaken. See if this one works. Muscle memory. The capital S, capital N flag, no scan. Here. Port scanning techniques. This is for R Tiger 1. Lowercase sn, no scan. Does not send any bits. TCP flag header is 0. Okay, so as you can see from the no scan .pcap, you can see a bunch of no flags. And the RST is sent in return from the destination or the target if the port is closed. Okay, I'm going to come back to this. What about the fin scan? Fin scan just sets the TCP fin bit. Now you do a fin scan on the system. There it is. Same results. Port 21, 22, 80, and 443 are open or filtered. Got a Wireshark, and let's take a look at a fin scan. And if you want to download that, I think I have it here. Should be that. Yep. Look at a fin scan, PCAP. There you go. You can see all the fin bits. Yeah. Fin bits. Yeah, that's a fin scan. You can see all the fin bits followed by a lot of RSTs for closed ports. Last but not least, my favorite Christmas tree. Set the fin, urge, and push flags, lighting the packets up like a Christmas tree. And screen, sudo, minus x, minus lowercase x, capital X, Christmas tree scan. Boom. Same results. How about the Christmas tree scan? Try that. Ah! Then what's the real difference? The biggest difference is just a whole bunch of different the bits being set in the TCP scan. No scan, no flags. Fin scan, which is what we're looking at right now, you can see the fin bit being set for scanning purposes. Christmas tree scan. Christmas tree scan, you can see fin, push, and urge. Fin, push, and urge, fin, push, and urge. Again, the very common thing is none of the fin, null, or Christmas tree scan uses sync or ACK, okay, or RST for the scanning purposes. Is Nmap returning those PCAPs as well? No, Nmap does not return PCAPs. Okay, but I think what's the AS8334? The pros and cons. Yeah, the cons is it's just, well, they require sudo, and I wouldn't say they're a thing. They're kind of a thing of the past now, but it's still a thing that people would use just to check. Here it is. These three scan types are exactly to behave, yada yada yada. The key advantage of these scans is that they can sneak through. Here it is. Here's the pros. These scan types is that they can sneak through certain non-stateful firewalls and packet filtering routers. Another advantage is that these scan types are a bit more stealthier than even a sync scan. Don't count on this though. Most modern intrusion detection products can configure to detect them. The big downside is that not all systems follow RFC 793 to the letter. So I hope that answers your question, AS8334. Okay. So those are the pros and cons. So the pros is a little more stealthier than the sync scan. Yeah, I can go through some firewalls. The bad news is a lot of modern firewalls can actually figure them out now. And plus, you need sudo to run them on Nmap. Okay. Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. And by the way, the audio sounds good now. Hello, the audio sounds good. That's a audio. We're good. I can't believe that's the most weirdest bug I've ever had, most weirdest issue I've ever seen. That shit never happens. All right, one last thing. We didn't answer this question though. Where the system is geographically located? Got that one. I want to give out to my friend Achillean, who built an old article. Now here's the thing about mainstream news. Mainstream news is usually 4 years behind the curve when it comes to cybersecurity stuff. So I first heard about SHODAN in 2008 at DEF CON. It only took 4 years, 5 years really, for CNN to report on this. Okay? Achillean is John Mathersley. What SHODAN does, it just exposes everything that is connected to the internet. SHODAN runs 24/7 and collects information about 500 million connected devices and services each month. That green screen. Okay. I don't see it. Yeah, I'm probably sitting. Yeah. So It's stunning what simple search and Shodan can do. Countless traffic light security cameras, home automation devices, heating system, they're all connected. Shodan.org. What? Oh, man. Shodan.io, sorry. My apologies. There's a search engine for everything on the internet. Now, if you have an academic account, if you have an academic email address, gotta find the tweet. I gotta find it. Here it is. Academic upgrade. Here. If you... Oh, this is important for all of you folks who are at an EDU. Shodan provides a free membership upgrade for users that sign up with an academic email address ending in .edu, yada, yada, yada. You can use the academic membership, include the ability to monitor up to 16 IP addresses, 100 query credits per month, access Shodan map and Shodan images. That actually shows you all the computers that have to have a remote desktop into, a lot of Windows system. Scary shit. Access to Shodan maps. Okay. I had to pay $50 on Black Friday for this, so you kids are lucky. So I'm going to log in. Hold on. Okay. So here's how a search works. When you go to Shodan, go to home page, you can go to Explore. And you want to actually see all the crazy stuff that I expose to the internet. Industrial control systems. These are all the industrial control systems that are exposed on the internet. Video games. You want to see all the Minecraft servers? Yeah, let's go to Minecraft servers. More Minecraft servers. 198,600 Minecraft servers out there. Yeah. If you want to get more information about Minecraft server, like this one in Poland, just click on the IP address. Now, one big difference between using Nmap and Shodan is Shodan already did all the work for you. Is that when you're going to touch and open this page up, it's going to be from Shodan, not from you. If you're going to use a tool like Nmap and stuff, is that stuff is coming from you and your IP directly. There it is. Really cool. So you can see all the open ports here, supposed open ports for this IP address. It's in Poland. The ISP. Minecraft, yeah. There it is. Yeah, you can find, back in it, I see wind turbine, brewing companies, petroleum plants, a lot of that stuff all exposed on the internet. Here it is. That IP address. Here's the IP address, open ports. Another one. Versions. Oh, yeah. One thing about farming simulator, space engineers, like a lot of games, but you can see a lot of webcams, job boards that advertise erythia miners, airplay receivers. Oh, wind turbines. Here we go. Let's take a look at any wind turbines. 33 of them. Hey, cool. Yeah. Can you actually open one up? Yeah, you can click on port 80. And you can see it on the map here. What's also nice is Shodan will also identify vulnerabilities. All the vulnerabilities that are on the system. You can also do that. That's why software version and listing out software versions is important, because you see an old software version, you can infer any vulnerabilities from them. Never received that error. You shouldn't be getting a. That's weird. I've never received that. It's not writable is a problem. The issue is it's trying to write to your disk and there's something is. You may have installed Nmap, Homebrew wrong. If you actually do anything sudo with Homebrew, it's not good. Okay. You can also take a look at IP address. So if I do a search for an IP address, 34.170.239.107. Yeah, you can actually see it. 480 and 443 are open. Yeah. You can also search for individual IP addresses. Yeah. Wait a minute. What about this thing better known as Shodan images? Ooh, what's I want that. Internet Observatories, exposure.shodan.io. Nice. 392 million ports are open. 32,434 industrial control systems are open on the United States. Port usage, top vulnerabilities, SMB authentication, eternal blue vulnerabilities. So you have a dashboard. This is not good. You can also see like a lot of dash cams and all that fun stuff. Favorite icons map. Ooh, all the favorite icons on the web. Yeah. What about images.shodan.io? Oh. Images.shodan.io. This is only available. This is only yeah, these are all the Windows systems that are a lot of Windows systems that are on the internet, all exposed, like webcams and stuff. You need to have a Shodan account to see this page. Not good. A lot of Windows stuff. Oh, that's grid power. Oh man. Yeah, that's not good. How about maps? Maps.shodan. What can I do here? So let me just show something called turbine. I can search for turbine. 79 turbines? Cool. Oh yeah, I hate to do this because it brings back some horrible memories of my past. MongoDB. You see all the MongoDB. This one should give you lots of results. Sign up is free for academic account, yes. This is going to be a nightmare. Yeah. 94,555 MongoDB, well, something like that. Thank God. I hate, I'm not going to go on a vicious rant. All right. So we're out of time. Shodan. So now, what we did, I'll let you play with Shodan on your own. Have fun. Yeah, so today we did a lot today. A lot of reconnaissance. We did kill chain, ping, Netcat, Nmap, and we even did Shodan. Yeah, we did quite a bit today. So I think we are good. We are 1 minute over. But yeah. Hey, another Thursday. Next week we are going to do how to spoof IP addresses and Python and Scapy. Take care, folks.